The Young and the Restless Spoilers Recap Fridays, the 7th of August, 2026. Welcome back to our channel, besties. Today is a beautiful, sun-shining day to dive straight into the absolute madness of Genoa City, and we are so ready to unpack every single unhinged detail with you right now. Let's get right into the drama. Stop what you are doing. I am literally shaking. You guys, I am deceased. Wait. We need to talk about this now, because my soul has actually left my body and I am physically vibrating from the sheer audacity of what just went down on the August 7th update of The Young and the Restless. I am literally filming this while running errands. I was mid-skincare and smeared charcoal mask all over my expensive living room rug because I had to yeet my phone across the room when I saw this tea. We are not just watching this show anymore, we are straight up invested, and I am personally deeply offended by the absolute cinematic mayhem that is currently unfolding. It is giving major, I cannot even energy, and we are spilling all the tea right now. Wait, backtrack for a second? I missed a step. Mariah Copeland and Matt Clark? Bestie, be for real right now. I am literally hyperventilating right now just thinking about this pairing. They are officially on my do not perceive list. I am so done. So, basically, Mariah has just returned to town, right? She is completely isolated. She hasn't even seen Tessa or baby Aria yet, which is honestly so unhinged because why would you not go straight to your wife? But no, she talks to Sharon, she says a tearful goodbye to Noah who is fleeing to Los Angeles with Sienna, and don't even get me started on the vibes of that entire departure. It was giving total horror movie survivor energy, and then of course, who does Mariah run into? Matt freaking Clark. Send help. I need us to genuinely dissect the psychological masterpiece that is this exact moment, because the stakes are astronomical. Mariah is at her absolute lowest. Devon is straight up suing her, trying to throw her in prison for the whole Dominic kidnapping situation, and she is emotionally shattered. She is incredibly vulnerable, completely raw, and walking around Genoa City like an open wound. And then there is Matt Clark. Matt, who just had his electronic ankle monitor removed by Phyllis Summers, which is a whole other dumpster fire we will get to, is roaming free and looking for his next victim. And he locks eyes with Mariah. Did I say that yet? Ugh, my brain is mush. Moving on, but seriously, Matt knew Cassie. He knew Mariah's late twin sister, Cassie. The psychological warfare he is about to unleash on this poor girl is going to be genuinely catastrophic. Oh, hold on, I should have mentioned this earlier, but we have to remember Mariah's backstory. She was literally raised in a cult by Ian Ward. Ian Ward was a charismatic, manipulative, deeply toxic psychopath, and he groomed Mariah to respond to exactly that kind of dark, twisted charm. Matt Clark is exactly her toxic type of manipulator. He is smooth, he is dangerous, and he knows exactly how to get into the heads of the Newman women. I am calling it right now, the villain arc is about to go nuclear. Mariah has this fatal weak spot for charismatic psychos, and Matt is going to use every single ounce of his manipulative prowess to isolate her even further, manifesting a total dumpster fire by the next update, because if they start a dark, twisted romance, I am genuinely going to need therapy. Wait, I'm glitching. Okay, did you guys notice the lighting in that specific scene? I swear to God, the aesthetic choices in Crimson Lights lately are so weirdly moody. Like, why is the neon sign buzzing in the background, sounding like a literal horror movie soundtrack? It's giving me anxiety. Anyway, back to the main event. Let us pivot to the absolute mess that is Billy Abbott. Bestie, I cannot even with this man. He is a walking, talking red flag, and I am so over him. Billy is officially on my do not perceive list alongside Matt. So, basically, Sally Spectra made a highly secretive, incredibly risky deal to sell Newman Media to Adam Newman. Her one condition, her single, solitary, non-negotiable condition, was that Victor Newman could never, ever find out. She was terrified of Victor's wrath, and rightfully so. And what does Billy do? Because he is straight up consumed by his petty, pathetic jealousy of Adam, Billy runs his mouth and tells Victor everything. I am literally shaking with rage. Billy betrayed Sally in the worst possible way, completely throwing her to the wolves. And now Victor is breathing down her neck. Sally is furious. I mean, she is livid, and she has every right to be. She is already dealing with the devastating, unresolved trauma of losing her baby, Ava, and now she is forced to scramble and make a brand new, highly dangerous deal with Adam just to survive the corporate fallout. And Billy is acting like he did her a favor. He is brushing it off, acting all self-righteous, claiming he was just looking out for her, and that she should be grateful. Grateful? Bestie, be for real right now. He is straight up gaslighting her, and I am personally offended by his sheer audacity. He is sabotaging his own relationship because he cannot handle the fact that Sally and Adam share a bond that he will never, ever understand. But wait, here is where the tea gets incredibly spicy. Audra Charles enters the chat. The queen of corporate espionage herself, Audra is suddenly stepping in to help Billy. Now, this makes absolutely zero sense on the surface. Why would Audra, who is fiercely independent and highly calculating, want to help a spiraling mess like Billy Abbott? Let me connect the dots for you, because we are spilling all the tea right now. Audra and Sally have formed this incredibly deep, trauma-bonded friendship over the shared loss of their children. Audra knows exactly how much pain Sally is in, and she knows exactly what Billy just did to her. I'm calling it right now. Audra is a double agent. She is not helping Billy to save his relationship. She is embedding herself in his life to absolutely destroy him from the inside out. She is going to feed him terrible advice, sabotage his truce with Kane Ashby over at Chancellor Industries, and orchestrate his complete and utter downfall to protect Sally. Manifesting a total dumpster fire for Billy Abbott, because he genuinely deserves it. Audra is playing 4D chess, while Billy is playing checkers in the mud. And don't even get me started on the vibes of Audra's outfits lately. She is dressing like a literal assassin, and I am totally living for it. Oh, hold on. I should have mentioned this earlier, but Nick Newman. We need to backtrack to the absolute tragedy that is Nick Newman right now. I am literally hyperventilating just thinking about his storyline. So, Nick voluntarily checks himself into rehab, which was a huge, brave step. But then, because the universe absolutely hates him, he leaves rehab early against medical advice, and he hits rock bottom in the most cinematic, terrifying way possible. I literally had to yeet my phone across the room when I watched his hallucination scene. Nick is at Crimson Lights, and he is having this severe, agonizing nightmare. He imagines himself grabbing sugar packets off the table, but instead of sugar, they are filled with fentanyl, and he is just tearing them open and swallowing them in this desperate, horrific frenzy. It was a high-octane psychological masterpiece of a scene, but it absolutely shattered my heart into a million pieces. Nick is completely broken, terrified of Matt Clark, and entirely out of control. And where are his parents? Oh, Victor and Nikki are busy celebrating their toxic reunion, planning a romantic trip to Venice, and organizing a vow renewal at the ranch as if their family isn't literally imploding around them. Victor is straight up ignoring the fact that his son is dying inside, all while he plots his petty revenge against Jack Abbott and Phyllis Summers. It is honestly so unhinged. Victor is the worst father on the planet, and I will stand by that statement until the end of time. Did I say that yet? Ugh, my brain is mush. Moving on, but seriously. Victor's complete lack of empathy for Nick's addiction crisis is genuinely sickening. But out of this absolute darkness comes the most unexpected, chaotic alliance in the history of Genoa City. Victoria and Adam. Yes, you heard me correctly. Victoria Newman and Adam Newman are teaming up. These two have spent their entire lives trying to destroy each other in the boardroom, stabbing each other in the back, and fighting for Victor's toxic approval. But when it comes to Nick, the golden boy, the brother they both actually love, they are putting all their bitter rivalries aside. Adam might be livid at Victor over the whole Newman Media fiasco, but he is fiercely protective of his siblings. And Victoria, who is currently working overtime trying to play peacemaker and parent her own parents, realizes that she cannot save Nick alone, so she goes to Adam. The tension, the drama, the cinematic mayhem of these two powerhouses joining forces to save their brother is giving me absolute life. I am genuinely so invested in this dynamic. Could this be the beginning of the ultimate Victor Newman takedown? I am manifesting it right now. Imagine Victoria and Adam, united by their love for Nick and their absolute exhaustion with Victor's manipulative games, finally turning the tables on the mustache. They could completely dismantle his empire from the inside. I know we shouldn't get our hopes up because Victor always somehow wins, but let me live in my delusional fantasy for just 1 second. The stakes are astronomical, and if Adam and Victoria actually manage to pull Nick back from the brink, while simultaneously sticking it to Victor, it will be the greatest storyline of the decade. Wait, I'm glitching. Okay, let me just gather my thoughts because I am physically vibrating from all this drama. We have Mariah potentially falling into a dark, twisted romance with a psychopath who knew her dead twin sister. We have Billy Abbott actively destroying his own life, while Audra Charles secretly plots his demise to protect her bestie Sally. And we have Nick Newman fighting for his life in a fentanyl-induced nightmare, while his mortal enemies, Adam and Victoria, team up to save his soul. I am literally deceased. My grip on reality is slipping, and this show is now my entire personality. I am not okay, besties. I am going to need to scream into a pillow for at least 3 hours to process this absolute emotional train wreck. The sheer audacity of these writers to drop all of this on us at once is genuinely a personal attack on my nervous system. I cannot wait to see how this all blows up in everyone's faces. Until next time, stay safe, stay hydrated, and please, for the love of everything, do not trust Matt Clark.